All right, guys, the Knicks have signed RJ Barrett. What does this mean for a Donovan Mitchell trade? Is it all over? Or is it actually going to happen? Let's talk about it. It's the Hoopster Show. All right, guys, sorry, it's been a couple days, maybe more like a week since I've done a video. There were some things going on. Basically, it's a lot of Donovan Mitchell stuff right now, but this seemed pretty significant, and I wanted to get a video up, especially for the members of the channel. If you're new here, like and subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Subscribe to the Hoops Nerd channel. There's a lot of cool things coming, and if you want to support the channel, join it. All right, so RJ Barrett just signs a $120 million deal with the New York Knicks. Face value, solid job by the New York Knicks to re-sign RJ Barrett. It's one of the few rookie second contracts for a rookie in New York in like a long time, is the story going around. And $120 million for RJ Barrett, who is a solid offensive wing with size. He defends. Very nice player. Puts up good numbers. Solid efficiency. Very nice player. Any team in the NBA would be happy to have RJ Barrett playing on your team. It'll be interesting to see how he continues to develop, if he's peaked or if he will continue to get better. Chances are he will get better and he will improve as time goes on. We'll see how much. So, in a vacuum, really nice move. Solid job, Knicks. But there's weirdness with it because obviously we've got the Donovan Mitchell situation going on. And apparently it affected it. But I personally don't think it affected it too much. So Woj comes out with the tweet yesterday. Sorry, video's the next day. And says in the same tweet that he talks about the news for RJ Barrett, he also puts in question the trade with Donovan Mitchell. And everyone loses their minds. And Jazz fans and Knicks fans get on Twitter and tell each other they won or they lost based off of what Woj tweeted. Well, guess what? The next day, things changed. In the article from Woj, he says that after the RJ Barrett signing, trade talks stopped. Well, that's interesting. Will they wait till training camp? And Woj basically implied that. If you go to Woj's article on ESPN, you will notice he has changed a word in the article. It has been updated the next day. What does it say? It changes the word stopped to paused. What? So it just paused things. It didn't stop negotiations. The Jazz and Knicks are still interested. And apparently the Knicks are still trying to get a Donovan Mitchell trade to happen. So Donovan Mitchell is possibly going to the Knicks. We'll see. But the trade's not off. It's still going on. And chances are it's still going to happen by training camp, which is near the end of this month. I think it's interesting what Woj is doing because it's a sign of how many different things are going on with different camps. People are telling Woj certain things. Other camps are telling Shams certain things. And then we've got Jake Fisher going out. So, Woj says, nevertheless, the Jazz greatly valued Barrett as part of any Mitchell deal with New York, and a deal without him would require the Knicks to relinquish far more draft assets than they've shown a willingness to do. That was from the Woj article yesterday. It's very doom and gloom that this RJ Barrett signing makes things tough. And apparently, the Knicks gave a ultimatum to the Jazz that you better make a trade or we'll sign RJ Barrett. You better sign this guy or you better make this trade or we'll sign RJ Barrett and we'll make it harder to trade him. Well, here's the thing. I don't think the Jazz care. We've heard multiple times from local reporters in Utah the Jazz don't care. And this from Jake Fisher, who's been, by the way, a rock star this year. If you're not following Jake Fisher on Twitter, you're doing the NBA wrong. He says, I've heard pretty consistently the Jazz don't really have much interest in trading for RJ Barrett and paying for him, which makes sense. The Jazz are trying to be bad. And the thing that's probably most interesting in that Woj article, if you're a Jazz fan, is he confirms the Jazz are doing a rebuild. Woj said it. It's been something that like everyone's kind of like saying, oh, maybe, oh, possibly. No, Woj just straight out and says it. The Jazz are about to tank. We say rebuild because I guess it's better than saying it's better to say rebuild than tank. Can we just say record challenged something so people don't lose their minds. They're going to tank, okay? Because guess what? There's a generational talent in the draft. The Jazz would like to get him, and they're getting a ton of picks for their current players. It's the perfect time to do it. They've hit the end of the road, get all the picks, go take as many shots to get a generational player, and then you build from there. So anyways, it's just interesting that Woj is putting out all these statements, doom and gloom. You can kind of assume that maybe it's from the Knicks or maybe it's from the Jazz. I kind of assume that the person that is telling Woj these things is the Knicks, because why would he say that trade talks have stopped and that the Jazz are not going to get RJ Barrett and it's going to be harder to trade for RJ Barrett because they've added poison pill things? And the Jazz are probably looking at that like, so? Because here's the thing. If the Jazz want RJ Barrett, he joins the team, and then what? He just is part of a tanking team? Great. You have RJ Barrett, and you're trying to win like 15 to 20 games, and that's it. So why are you trading for RJ Barrett? If you can get more draft capital, then that's obviously what you would want to do. It seems like the negotiation that was happening with RJ Barrett was somehow the Jazz get RJ Barrett, but that means the Knicks have to give less picks. That seems to be the Knicks proposition. And the Knicks, by the way, offered 2 unprotected picks according to all these sources online. Not enough. Not enough. It really just comes down to the picks, and we've heard this from multiple sources, and it's been pretty clear message the last 2 weeks. The Jazz are asking for 4 unprotected picks. That's it. That's it. And honestly, I don't think Obi Toppin and Quentin Grimes really matter at this point. I think Danny Ainge, if Knicks fans want to feel like they won the trade, if they give 4 unprotected picks and you're keeping Quentin Grimes, you basically relented. Danny Ainge relented. But the thing he's not going to relent on, and maybe he will, maybe I'll be surprised, but I really doubt it, it's going to be 4 unprotected picks. That's what it's going to be. And the Knicks are probably trying to give away their Charlotte picks that they own. They're probably trying to give away the DC picks that they own. They want to give the crappy picks to the Jazz. And Danny Ainge is not a stupid GM. He's just not. And that's why this is taking time. He's not going to relent. Sure, Leon Rose doesn't want to look like he got smoked by Danny Ainge. But guess what? You either want Donovan Mitchell or you don't. He has 3 years left on his contract. So that gives value to Donovan Mitchell to multiple other teams. And all the Jazz are asking for is 4 unprotected picks. Here's my little note to Knicks fans. And you can hate on me all you want in the comments and on Twitter. I don't care. It feeds me. I enjoy it. It feeds me. Today I was alive. I was alive. Anyways. I lost my train of thought. Oh, here's what I would say. Why don't you want to give 4 first-round picks? Why? If you have Donovan Mitchell, if you have $120 million towards RJ Barrett and you believe he's a stud, you get Donovan Mitchell in his prime, whose scoring average goes up to 31 points per game on incredible efficiency in the playoffs. You have Jalen Brunson. Then who cares if they're unprotected? Donovan Mitchell is going to re-sign. He wants to be there. The only reason I can assume that the New York Knicks don't want to give unprotected picks is because they don't believe in themselves. At this point, if you're bringing over Donovan Mitchell, you have RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, then you want to bring over someone in free agency, right? And if you're a great destination, New York being a place that some players want to be, then why wouldn't you just give up the picks? Who cares? You're the Knicks. You're supposed to be a destination. You're like, you should be up there with like the Lakers and the Heat as this place players like to go, to be in New York. Madison Square Garden. Give up the picks. Who cares? Who cares? So Utah gets a bunch of your unprotected picks. Oh no, you're going to give up your 6th, at worst what? Your 14th, 15th pick? I mean, unless Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and RJ Barrett all go down, and Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, we haven't talked about him. Unless they all go down, they're still going to be at best a late lottery pick. At best. If that's what you're going to keep yourself from getting Donovan Mitchell over? Really? That's what? Really? I can tell you right now from inside information, last year's Donovan Mitchell numbers were not real. He was mailing it in. All right? I can just tell you. He wasn't like, he was not committed. Okay? So next year, Donovan Mitchell, if he's in New York, look out for most improved. I mean, I don't know if he'd win most improved player, but watch a guy take a step. My goodness, you will see it. And you will see a guy motivated to prove he's worth it. Okay. Yeah, I can just assure you that. Okay. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Make it happen. Leon Rose, Danny Ainge, lock it in. Get it done. We're tired of waiting. All right, guys. That's all I got. Like and subscribe to the video if you're new here. I want to give a shout out to our all-stars. You guys are amazing. Everything you do to support the channel, I appreciate it like you wouldn't believe. Live streams are coming soon. Training camps around the corner. I miss the live streams, the post games. I miss it. Also, go to the NBA channel below. Subscribe to that. I'm going to start trying to do. I'm trying to push myself to my other, just my limits, guys. But I want to start doing NBA Good Morning NBA on my NBA channel. So that'll be my morning NBA video where we talk about the NBA in general. This is the Jazz channel where we talk about the Jazz and all things related to the Jazz. Seems like a Knicks channel most of the time lately, but it's a Jazz channel at heart. It's what it started as. So like and subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you next time.